Hey, what's going on, everyone? Beggy here for SerpentX Tech. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine and Crypto, where I welcome you to join me with your favorite caffeinated beverage of choice, whether it's coffee, energy drink, tea, whatever. Or if you don't like caffeine, coffee, tea, get some water. As we go over some crypto news. But first, we're going to start off with a little bit of tech. However, the markets are green. The markets are wonderful. And yes, I drink coffee on stream. You're just going to have to deal with the slurps and the slips. So, Bitcoin up to 20,855, baby. Let's go. Let's go. $1,600 ETH. BNB back over 300. Solana over $33. Dogecoin 11 cents. Let's Elon pumping that baby with a Twitter announcement. Shiba Inu, look at that. What? Up 12%. Number of tokens in the deep greens, number of tokens in the light greens, but more green than red, which is a positive indicator. Now, for months, I've been saying something's coming at the end of October. I don't know what. I can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball. But just the TA itself told me that something was coming at the end of October. I've been saying this since before the merge, the Ethereum merge in September. The way things were lining up, I was like, okay, something is coming towards the end of October. And you can see I had this triangle on here for a long time, this descending wedge, so to speak. And again, I am not a TA expert. I'm picking it up, guys. I'm picking it up. And we finally broke out of it. We finally fucking broke out of it. Yes, I bleeped out my own curse word. I'm feeling a little bit indifferent today. I don't know if I got a migraine or what. My head is killing me. But I'm gonna try to bring some energy for you. I'm gonna do my best because I feel like crap. But look at that. Broke out of that wedge. And it's nice to see that we finally did that. Now, here's my question. Here's my concern. All right, everybody's green. Might get a little bit hyped up, this is it. We're going to make our next push. Stock markets are doing good. First, it looked to me, and I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong in the live chat or in the comments below. It looked to me that the stock markets were trailing crypto. So crypto started to make a push, right? There were shorts that were liquidated, stuff like that. Crypto started to pump, and it kind of felt like the stock market was following the crypto market, right? Because we don't want the two to be correlated. Because every time world situation happens, stocks take a hit, crypto takes a hit. We want the decoupling of the crypto market from the traditional stocks. So my concern is that now it is the weekend, right? So we did have this push towards the beginning of this week. Right, we broke out of this descending wedge towards the beginning of this week. We've been out of it. We're hitting some serious resistance around the 20K to almost 21K range. I think we hit 21K and then dipped back down. So we're going to start seeing some of these key resistance level, right? 21K, 22K, 24K, 25K, so on. It's just key levels that we got to go through in order to really say to me, hey, Chris, or hey Vega, or hey SerpentX Tech, or hey whatever your name is. This is it. We're on our way up. All right? We might get some pullbacks, but we're on our way back up. Like that bottom of the 17K back here during June 2022 was the absolute bottom. But I need that confidence. I need that to tell me, all right, that was it. Let's go, baby. Unfortunately, it's the weekend. And I don't think that's a good thing. Because usually when the day traders and everybody come back on a Monday, we start to see what really happens. Is this going to be a Bart Simpson type situation? That's what I'm kind of being cautious, right? I'm not being stupid. I'm just being cautious. So we'll see how things pan out. I am hyped to see us break out of this wedge in a positive way, because we could have broke down, right? We could have broke down all the way to 13, 14 K that some people were calling for. And if we would have done that, you know, that would have been a 22-25% dip. But instead, we went up. And we're only up a little bit. It's not like anything crazy, right? Let's just say we went up 9% since breaking out of our consistent rut that we were in. So it's good to see. Be careful. Dollar cost average, not financial advice. Continue to stack them sats, mine, hash, whatever you do, and just be cautious, right? Don't bet the farm. Don't sell the children, which you shouldn't be doing anyways, right? Because that's wrong. Don't sell the wife. Just be cautious, okay? So first off, I want to lead off with a bunch of first offs. No, I want to talk about this damn 16-pin connector. You guys have probably been getting hammered with it left and right from all the fellow tech tubers and crypto tubers, but bear with me here. First off, good morning to everybody. Welcome. Thank you, Crypto Mikkel, from coming over, bringing some of your viewers with you. Appreciate you, brother. We still haven't caught up, even though I said we should catch up this week. Magic Lucky, how you doing? Black Cat Crypto, Automatic Beats, Gandalf Gray, collecting coins with Jaina. How you doing? Crypto Mikkel, Golden Wolf, who's a member of the channel. Thank you very much. Dakota Miner. And yeah. No one would buy my kids. Well, damn. I hope you got something to sell. A cow, milk, eggs. All right, so start next text. TA tells me we will come back town to test support. Down is what they meant. To test support along with the top of the wedge at the very least. I would agree with that. I would agree at the very least. And if we did do that, right? If we did do that, let's say we go through the weekend. It's now Sunday. We maybe pull back to 25. If we come back to that wedge, that'll put us around 18. If it's, you know, if I'm going by the daily chart, which I am. 18, which is down about 8%. Almost 9%, right? So, yeah. I do see that a possibility. And it's really more of a confirmation, right? All right, we come back, we come back down. Maybe we test support, right? We test that support at that consistent 19.5, 19.8, come right back up. That's the confirmation I'm looking for. I'm looking for some positive indicators here, and it is positive. But I'm just looking for that confirmation. So anyways, with all the fiascos, right? And I talked about this a while ago, and I've been expressing my concern. If you go back a little bit further, I can't find it, but I've been expressing my concern with how power hungry these newer GPUs have been getting, how the problems that I see with the ATX 3.0 standard or ATX VH power standard or PCIe 5.0 standard. I believe it's just ATX 3.0 and ATX VH power is what the proper terminology is. But I explain the issues and concerns I have, not only because it's not just the pins, right? The pins are smaller. They might be a little bit more fragile than the thicker gauge pins or pinouts, but also the connectors itself. Some of these connectors don't have individual wires going to it, as we saw here. And you know, Billzoid had a video, and my short was actually right there next to him, showing how this guy who had their GPU vertically mounted and a little bit of a kink going to the front of the tower to kind of move the cables out of the way. You see the memory and all the CPU and all that stuff, and it burnt their connector. And I started earlier this week, and I caught on to it. And actually, Hardcore Overclock and Billzoid caught onto it, and Jay's 2 Cents caught onto it, and Jay's 2 Cents went further, and Nepal's Hardware, and a number of others started looking into it and starting getting more and more reports. So it's not so much like the ATX 3.0 standard. If you look at this thumbnail, which I can't bring up for some reason, this one right here, not the four-way splitter, actually has dedicated wires going to all 12 of the main pins, and then you got 4 wires for the sense pins, but only 2 are really being used. Just saying, hey, we got we could pull 600 watts, or hey, we could only pull 450. So the ATX 3.0 standard, or the new PCIe 5.0 power supplies, their cables actually have a thicker gauge wire terminated into each one, whereas these 4 pins and 3 pin splitters that we're all using seem to not. Where's my second can? All right. So we're looking at the 3-pin splitter that came with my MSI RTX 4090. And up here, going into that connector, you can see the wrap. And underneath that wrap, there's this rubber coating, so to speak. And this rubber coating is trying to protect or keep that wire safe. But they're not 12 wires. They're only 8. And the problem with that is to connect this guy, they freaking used a flat plate, and then they soldered a wire at the top and a wire at the bottom. Why? I don't freaking know. Stupid idea. But anyways, at the top of the connector is just these wires terminating into these plates that then go to their pins, their respective pins. Some solder looks really good. Like Paul's hardware solder job, or the connector that he had, the soldering or the joints looked really good. However, these that are from Igor's lab, actually, which Igor was one of the first to do this and you know, cut into the connector. Excuse me. A whole bunch of sneezes there. My bad. I didn't want to sneeze in your ear. All right. So the soldering job on Igor's connector was shit. So, you know, it was very easy to break the joint, the soldering connecting to this stupid metal plate, or to even break the plate, because look at where the pins are the weakest, right here. If you look at it, the pins are weakest right here. So if you hammer on that connector, right, you got it plugged into your GPU and you're hammering on it and you bend it from horizontal, right, left and right, not back and forth, you rip that damn joint the fuck out. And so, you know, this is more or less from a gaming perspective, but it doesn't really matter if it's a gaming perspective, a mining perspective, a folding at home perspective. If you're pushing your cards and your connectors are unreliable and you start to smell smoke, and some of the cards are actually still working. It's not the card that failed. Even though the connectors themselves, you know, are bent on the GPU, the card is still working. But that's a damn problem, which is why Nvidia is requesting board partners to collect and send damaged RTX 4090 cards to HQ, right? Because Nvidia, PCI SIG, even Intel came up with this new standard, and they need to better understand it. Now, why the hell did they design and this little connector, this 4-pin or 4 8-pin or 3 8-pin to single 16-pin connector standard? This connector has 16 pins, 12 plus 4 sense pins. 2 are really only being used. Why the hell are they just terminating that way? I don't understand why. Maybe to save resources? I'm not sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 8. So you're taking 4 8-pins. You're going to 8 dedicated wires. And then this plate, distribution plate or whatever, is supposed to, you know, connect through the pin. I don't know. This looks all kinds of wrong. And it was a problem that didn't need to be fucking created in the first place. So AMD, as far as I know, rumor mill, salt, whatever, is not going to be using the 16-pin standard. Intel, on their A770, A380, are not using the 12 VH power. Now, maybe they were planning on doing it, but they might be holding off now to see what happens with this one with Nvidia. So I put up my videos, and I've been getting nothing but, oh, good luck, you're going to burn up your GPU. Oh, look, you're going to melt it now. Especially on some of the performance. Now, I haven't had any issues personally, but that's because, as you can see, the side panel's off. And I've been using the Elmore Labs, you know, power readout to keep an eye on things. So I'm good. It's just, if I put the side panel on, and I talked about this in the short, if I put the side panel on, you can see that it's going to go right after that 35 or 33 millimeters of recommendation as far as spacing. It's going to be right at that edge. So where that tape is that's where you want to do the bend after it. You don't want to do it before it. But still, like, to make all this something the end user has to do, really stupid move, in my personal opinion. Moving on, AMD planning to launch RDNA 3 or the 7000 series, the Radeon RX 7000 series. We're probably looking to be expected sometime around November 27th. Now, I might be out of town at the end of November, but I do expect some type of announcement towards the end of November, and then maybe the drop December. And I'm looking forward to what Radeon can offer. Now, these cards are getting super big, guys, which is why I was concerned about power in the first place. Even though they're going to be probably using, you know, triple 8-pin, dual 8-pin, whatever connectors, these cards are getting more and more power hungry. They're getting so much bigger that the normal cases won't fit it. And I really hope that they venture back into the efficiency side instead of focusing on, yeah, let's just push as much wattage through it so that way we could be the #1 guy on the charts. I really hope they go back to efficiency. Because we could see Intel is pushing the envelope, but also pushing that damn power draw just to be that #1. So hopefully we'll get out of this range that we're in, which is everybody, AMD, Intel, Nvidia, all pushing the power envelopes of these new technologies, new hardware, new silicon, just to get that extra edge, the extra performance, the extra FPS, the extra hash rate. And I hope that we venture into most efficiency. Because from a mining perspective, for me, I meant to do a video on this a while ago, but efficiency is king, not hash rate. Now, hash rate's important, but like if you're dumping a bunch of power, or you're practically causing your card to be at the limit 24/7, and you're not tuning it to be comfortable in its thermal range, in its voltage range, and still getting a decent performance or hash rate, then, you know, yeah, you will burn up your damn card. So anyways, 7000 series is a rumor, but I do expect something to happen towards the end of Q4 2022. At the least, maybe they don't have enough supply. Maybe there was some issue that happened that caused supply to get to suffer. They don't want to release until they have, you know, X amount of units ready to go. Boom. Maybe early Q1 2023. Moving on to actual crypto, because I know why most of you are here for. I say caffeine and crypto, and I talk about tech, but that's what my channel is, guys. I'm a tech channel that talks about crypto, because crypto is tech. Blockchain technology is tech. As much as the miners hate the gamers hate the miners and vice versa, like, it's pointless. Crypto's gonna be here to stay, baby. Get used to it. Market wrap. Bitcoin heads for the best week in 3 months. I'll check live chat here in a minute. If you got any questions, you better at me or send me a super chat. Otherwise, hang tight for me. But you can talk amongst yourselves. I don't care. I got on subscriber only mode because I was getting tired of getting spammed by pornos and shit. So, the largest cryptocurrency pushed back to 20K this week has turned the market more bullish. The outlook hinges on the Federal Reserve's messaging next week about its plans for December. So we're waiting for some more Fed data. The Fed's preferred inflation gauge rose slower than expected last month. The reason that matters is because it shows progress in the Fed's campaign to tamp down the pace of price increases. It's turned signaling it might be able to let up sooner rather than later, and tightening monetary policy seen as a negative for prices of risky assets from stocks to Bitcoin. So, the oldest cryptocurrency pushed up to 20K, as we talked about earlier. It's good to see. We might break that 21K today, hopefully. As if you're just joining in, I am concerned that price action or price movement over the weekend can lead to a reversal Monday. So I said earlier, not financial advice. Dollar cost average. Continue to stack your sats. If you're mining, hashing, whatever, just be careful. Don't bet the farm on it. Just keep an eye on things. We did break out of the wedge, and we're looking good. A nice steady increase would be nice, but we'll see how things go. Let's get back to the week first. So we got some decent gains. Most traders expect the U.S. Central Bank to raise main interest rate by 75 basis points, but the drama is likely to come from whatever the Fed Chair Jerome Powell signals about the committee's plans in the December meeting. So we're looking for that. The CMI, or the Coinbase Market Index, a broad-based market index that measures the performance of a basket of cryptocurrencies, recently rose 1.8% over 24 hours. The traditional markets, the Standard & Poor's 500 rose, with tech stocks boosted by encouraging earnings from Apple. So stocks, to me, kind of seem like it followed cryptocurrency. That's just my thoughts. But a lot of cryptocurrencies are up moving forward. All these articles are in the description below if you want to check it out. This article talks about a strong post-merge fundamentals could benefit Ethereum price. We'll check that out in just a second. Let me look at live chat, because the biggest thing was Ethereum sets record ETH shorts liquidations, wiping out about 500 million in 2 days. So now this was yesterday, the 28th. The article talking about fundamentals was 18 hours ago. But a lot of shorts were liquidated, hence moving the cryptocurrency prices up, Bitcoin, Ethereum, stuff like that. Is it cold sneezes? Is that what it is? I don't know, man. It is getting a little bit chilly, but COVID is still a thing, man. And I still got to get my kids to school, and I still got to do things, and I just we got to live. We can't live in fear the rest of our lives. So Getting Off Gray says, in that Jay's 2 cents video, he talks about the fact that some people didn't know that their cables even had a problem until they unplugged them. That's true. That's true. I haven't even unplugged mine, which I probably should do, because I'm going to disconnect the Elmore Labs readout and plug right directly back into it and go from there. So Dark, I was actually looking at that yesterday. He's asking about a coin called Pink Chain. We'll talk about that in a minute, or towards the end of the stream, buddy. So there's a new coin that just came out. I was looking into it. Let's save that for later. All right, talking about the plugs. All right. So we'll see how things go. Good morning. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, man. Hope you feel better, Getting Off Gray. I don't know. I just got pressure in my head. Obviously, you can see I'm sniffling, sneezing. It could be allergies. I don't know. I woke up feeling like ass this morning. So Ethereum sets record ETH short liquidations, wiping out 500 million in 2 days. It's not just Bitcoin. It is also Ethereum. The bears are experiencing severe pain from most of the exchanges out there. Also shows that Ethereum shorters have suffered heavy losses. Hence the reason why the price has climbed up. Wow. That sucks. Let me read this to you. Hang on. So as with Bitcoin, the market had become heavily short ETH, expecting a trip to new macro lows after weeks of sideways action and failed breakdowns. It thus only took about $250 of upside, so the price only moved $250, to liquidate more shorts than ever before. 275 million on October 25th and another 250 million a day after. Yikes. The value position totaled 189,638 ETH and 161,986 ETH, respectively. Bitcoin flushes out speculators. So those short positions, which a lot of people were betting that the market was going to collapse. And usually the market does the opposite of what everybody's betting. So there you go. Why do they think that here's why strong post-merge fundamentals could benefit Ethereum price. We know about the shift to proof of stake. Staking impacts the supply and price dynamics of Ether in ways that are different than mining. Staking is expected to create deflationary pressure on Ether as opposed to mining, which induces inflationary pressure. It also does a lot of benefits, but whatever. The increase in total amount of funds locked in Ethereum contracts could also push ETH price up long term, as it affects one of the fundamental forces that determine the price, supply, which is true. The percentage of newly issued Ether versus burnt Ether has increased by 1,164.06 ETH since merge. This means that since the merge, almost all newly minted supply have been burnt through the new mechanism, which is expected to turn inflationary when the network sees its uptick in use. We got a quote. We got a quote here. It's likely that ETH issued since the merge will have been taken out of circulation by the end of this week, says one user. Okay, you're not really giving me anything to scream about here. The retail market would most likely acquire ETH from exchanges like Coinbase, which will probably offer the option for buyers to immediately stake their purchase if further reduce circulating supply, and that's true. If you make it easy for the user to buy that ETH and then immediately stake it or earn APY on it, they will fall for it. But there is no date, again, that I've seen or concrete information stating when we'll be able to unlock it and how the unlock process will turn out. Has anybody seen that yet? Okay, so just know if you're going to be staking it, it's going to be a hot minute. Data from EthereumPrice.org shows that Lido Pay is up 3.9 APY, Everstake is 4.05, Kraken 7%, and Binance 7.8%. So the increase in Ethereum's TVL, or total value locked from increased yields, the move to POS, and DAUs on top of Ethereum decentralized application could eventually lead to Ethereum rally. I mean, there's always been a positive indicator for Ethereum, right? I mean, it's one of the biggest spaces that has all these different technologies, coins, DeFi, Web3 projects, the whole 9 yards on it, that makes users very bullish on it. I'm still bullish on Ethereum. It just sucks that we can't mine it anymore and that they moved away from miners like a bad habit. Now, this is very interesting because remember we talked about how Hetzner, Crypto Mikel mentioned as well that Hetzner, which is like a cloud solutions platform, cloud solutions technology service, where you could, set up servers, nodes, whatever you need to. And they don't want, having an Ethereum node running on their servers is a violation of their service agreement, which they warn. Because, if S hits the fan, right? Tornado cash situation, whatever, and the government wants to shut down these validators, shut down these nodes, they want nothing to do with it. They want nothing to do with it. But Google introduces cloud-based blockchain node service for Ethereum. So Google's trying to get some of that market share that maybe Hetzner or people that have to move away from Hetzner may be interested in or want to get involved in. We'll see how it goes. Tech giant said on Thursday it's launching cloud-based node engine for Ethereum project. The company said its Google Cloud blockchain node engine will be fully managed node hosting service that can minimize the need for node operations, meaning that Google will be responsible for monitoring node activity and restarting during outages. The node is a type of computer that runs on a blockchain. So at time of launch, Google will be supporting only Ethereum nodes. But can you imagine if they start to open it up to other nodes and other validators? That'd be pretty cool. Google's announcement signifies the growing attention that technology giants are giving towards blockchain, crypto, and Web3 projects. Blockchain is changing the way the world stores and moves its information. Earlier this month, Google formed a partnership with crypto exchange Coinbase to provide crypto payments for its cloud services. And in September, Google Cloud and BNB Chain announced a partnership to support the growth of early stage Web3 startups. So adoption is still going on, baby. It's still going on. Is Bitcoin at fair value? Come on, let's go. Let's hit 21K while we're doing the stream. That'd be nice. Let's do that. Let's hit 21K. Let's go. I mean, we did hit 21K already. But what time was that? Maybe we hit it for a split second. On what exchange? I don't know. But yeah, be careful. Because look, we're up here. Tomorrow, we're up here. Monday comes. You know, Bart Simpson. They got us here. They got us here. Just don't bet the farm. Okay? But yeah, man, there's a lot of, institutions getting in, investors getting in. They want clarity. They want regulation. I don't want regulation. At least I don't want regulation that will scare the rest of the crypto users and interfaces and projects away. They like to make the rules that build the castle around the moat or around the water that you're trying to get to, and then make you pay for the water that you're trying to get to that was already free, that they built the whatever. Anyways, the point being is I just hope they don't regulate it into the ground. So we'll see how that goes. So crypto exchange Binance, Musk investor to help Twitter with blockchain. Basically, I only put this up because Binance invested $500 million into Elon Musk's buyout of Twitter. It's creating a team to work on how blockchain and crypto could be helpful to the Twitter, the company spokesperson said. As one of Elon Musk's equity and co-investors to fund his $44 billion deal, Binance said it will brainstorm plans and strategies that could help Elon Musk run the platform. The newly formed team will explore how to build on-chain solutions to address Twitter's issues, including the fucking bots, a problem that Musk has repeatedly complained about and almost regained on his offer, so reneged on his offer, which is true. Like, the bots are stupid, guys. You post something on Instagram, go post that here. Check out this. Trader Joe was so awesome. Hacker Noon did this. It's like, oh my God, it's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. It's like, golly, can't get away. Discord is getting ridiculous, even with the bot protection programs. So anyways, Musk's Twitter takeover saga come to an end on Thursday when the deal officially closed after months of twists and turns on the outside of the courtroom. Musk immediately fired top chief executive at the social media platform. Twitter has begun to explore ways to incorporate blockchain technology under the co-founder and former CEO Jack Dorsey, who has been a proponent of Bitcoin. We're bringing Jack Dorsey back? That's what that means to me, right? That's what that means to me. Bring back Jack. So Dogecoin, obviously, due to Elon Musk's deal, Dogecoin surges 35% as it approaches a close. I think they actually did close. So this was on the 28th, so that was 9%. This was on the 27th. Yeah, so obviously Dogecoin had a nice little pump. Let's go look up some Doge real quick. Since the news came out, look at that candle, boys. Somebody's excited. So we've been sitting kind of in a slump. 5 cents was the low. Sitting in a slump, bouncing between, 7 and 5. And then on the 25th, started to pump. Went from the top of 5 cents all the way up to 6.5 cents. Then the 26 went from the bottom of 6 cents to the bottom of 7 cents. Then the following day, bottom of 7 to the middle of 8, and then the next day, bottom of 7 to the top of 8, and then today, bottom of 8 to the top of almost 15, 14.5. So yeah, this is definitely making the Dogecoin army probably very strong, very happy. But adoption is still coming, baby. Adoption is, it's not coming, it's here. It's just happening in different ways, in different places, on different platforms. Visa files trademark application covering a range of cryptocurrency products, including crypto wallet. You know, we've been seeing MasterCards trying to partner with banks to offer the ability to process crypto transactions, so on and so forth. Visa's trying to do the same thing, make its own crypto wallet, whatever. You know, seeing they're getting jealous and seeing all this money flow, so they want a piece of that cut. Now, here's something interesting, and I talked about this with a colleague of mine, a really good friend. Well, I hope they consider us a friend. But Bitcoin miner Core Scientific issues bankruptcy warning, and the stock is down 97% for a year. Why does this matter? Anybody? Why does Core Scientific bankruptcy warning matter? Raise your hand if you know. I'm gonna check live chat while you guys do that. I want to see if anybody knows why them claiming bankruptcy could be a potential problem. Only good thing, ergo, is that miners' efficiency, but that should not be the only reason to mine. Everybody's asking each other what they're mining. Mining Beam, Ethereum Classic Raven. How to convert to Bitcoin. All right, you guys are all talking to each other, talking about the FOMC, so be careful. And don't forget about the FOMC meeting next week, which could cause a pullback 100%. There's some different things that we're waiting on from the Fed, FOMC, so on and so forth. All right, so we got no answers. So Core Scientific was one of the top hashing companies of Bitcoin. The top Bitcoin hash rate provider, so to speak, right? Let me read this to you. Core Scientific, one of the largest publicly traded crypto mining companies in the U.S. Publicly traded crypto mining companies. Not only that, but they got a lot of hash rate to back it up. Raised the possibility of bankruptcy in a statement filed with the SEC. The company also disclosed that it will not make its debt payments coming due in October and early November. Do you know why this snowballed? They got involved with Celsius. They got involved in whatever they did in the background for Celsius. I'm not sure about 3 Arrows Capital. I haven't read up on every single thing. The point being is a mining operation that was publicly traded decided to bet, just like Celsius did, with money they shouldn't be betting with. That money was gone. It got liquidated. It got lost. And now they can't keep up their operations. Don't do that. Like I teach my kids, right? Here's a card, right? You got $800 on it. It's called a credit card, but it's prepaid. Do not spend that money unless you have the money to pay it off. Don't touch that card unless you got the money to pay it off. But, like all Americans, they want to charge, and then be like, crap, the bill's due. I can't pay that. Like, why are you going to do this, guys? Why are you going to put yourself in this position? And not only that, estimates are that's 11% of the Bitcoin hash rate. Now, I'm willing to bet there'll probably be some other large mining operation, mid-scale operation, or multiple that are willing to buy, if they have to liquidate their assets, sell their miners, whatever, that are probably already buying or in works of buying the units, the Bitcoin ASICs, and the different devices they have to then move it into their location. So the ASICs will find a good home to go to. I'm pretty sure about that. We don't have to worry about the ASICs. It just disappoints me to see a company, a mining company, a company that started out mining, was one of the top mining companies out there. 11% of hash rate, Bitcoin hash rate, is not small by any means, right? If we look at the top hash rates, according to this, which might be a little bit dated now, US had 35.4% of the Bitcoin hash rate. Kazakhstan, 18%. Russia, 11%. Canada, 9.5%, almost 10%. Ireland, 5%. Malaysia, 5%. Germany, 5%. Iran, 3%. So let's just say when this report was done, this data, let's just say Core Scientific was maybe 9-ish, 8.5, 9-ish. You take that away, and now the U.S. is only a little bit ahead of Kazakhstan. Maybe a little, obviously it's going to be more than that. But the U.S. isn't as dominant as it would be if their Core Scientific is selling their assets. Because bankruptcy, you got to liquidate your assets and you got to pay back debitors and investors and stuff like that. If they sell outside too, because they're going to liquidate to whoever that will pay them the most. Or whatever their bankruptcy filing and the people handling that decide. Really, they could probably sell it for pennies on a dollar compared to what they could get it. And considering buying an ASIC now is a hell of a lot cheaper than it was during the bull market. So probably when they bought these ASICs compared to now, they're selling everything at a loss, but they're having to do so in order to pay back because of the bankruptcy. But let's say 9% of the net hash for Bitcoin was through this. And this report from May 6th says controlling 17% of the BTC hash rate. Let's see what this says here. Crypto oxygen, yada yada yada. Core Scientific. All right, here we go. Hash rate per US dollar invested. There's a little chart. How much hash rate did they actually have? And this is old or older. All right, mining firm Core Scientific's hash rate leads all public companies with 8.3 exahash and has mined over 5,769 BTC in 2021. So 8.3 as of May 2022. One of the largest crypto miners sold most of its Bitcoin holdings as market turmoil leads to big pain for major companies. Talking about Core Scientific. And if we look at the Bitcoin hash rate chart on October, we've been steadily climbing, right? So just because, think about that. They started having turmoil well before anything became public. What date is this? Okay, this is 2021, not 2022. Let's move up to 2021. So maybe here, yeah, so June 2022, maybe there was some turmoil. You can see that the hash rate goes kind of on like a descending wedge right here in this short section. And then, let's say this is the bottom. So August 2nd, it starts to pick back up and we've been on a steady climb. So, one man's trash is another man's treasure. If Core Scientific is selling all their equipment because of their bankruptcy filing, that's a decent amount of hash rate that will be lost if they're selling to outside the U.S. And again, it doesn't matter where it's going. When you're filing a bankruptcy, you need to try to get rid of it so that way you can pay back, the investors, various companies, bills due, whatever. It would always be something that is going to suck for this company. but it doesn't seem to have impacted the Bitcoin hash rate. I just think there's a little bit more there's a little bit more to the story. Like behind the scenes, I have a feeling this might impact something a little bit more. Maybe the Bitcoin hash rate, maybe the balance of the Bitcoin hash rate as far as which country's the top. Maybe US dominance will fall a little bit if it gets sold to nothing but other countries outside the US. But it doesn't look that way now, but I also don't have that data. I'm just saying 9 to 11% of Bitcoin hash rate was Core Scientific. They're going through a bankruptcy because they were stupid. They got involved with Celsius and a number of other schemes to try to make more money. They lost it. Now they're getting liquidated, Chapter 11, and we'll see how that pans out in the long run. But it looks like, since June, we lost quite a bit of hash rate until August. So that's 2 months of hash rate downtrend on Bitcoin, and now we're coming back up. So maybe that's the people they are selling or liquidating these miners to, setting up and getting that hash rate online. We peaked out at 294 right there, 294 exahash. I guess we could say, right? So very, very interesting. And I think that is the peak. Yeah, that's a new all-time high. And usually when we make all-time high with Bitcoin, the price tends to follow. And it's interesting that we're peaking or we're building up, recently. But I don't think the hash rate, I don't think the price matches the hash rate, so to speak. Crypto Craig, how you doing? They only have 27 BTC in their wallet? Yeah, that's because they spent it stupidly. All right, so the individual that was asking about Pink Chain. I was looking into that yesterday. Where's it at? I was just, not print. Get out of here. Control F. Pink. Dark. Okay, dark. So Pink Chain. I am not too sure about this, but this is something I love about mining poolstats.stream. You can see the various pools, right? They're available on Wooly Pulley, stuff like that. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and load that up. But if you scroll down, you can get additional information about it. Block distribution, difficulty versus price, hash rate, history, all that good stuff. There is no exchanges that I see at the moment, but you can see additional information like their social media feeds, your hash rate calculator, for example. And I'm not sure how accurate this is. I really am not sure how accurate this is because there's no real exchange yet. So I'm not sure. Let me see something here. Hang on 1 second. 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Current. Pink is not on here. So one thing I don't like is websites that don't work. So here's their website. It works. It's on EVHash. It's a layer 1 blockchain to have liquidity mining and staking. So basically Ethereum, but you get to mine it and then stake it. Cross-chain because it's on ETH or ETHash. Cross-chain, bridges, all that stuff. They're going to have to work on that. They're going to have to build it. The only thing I really don't like is a fucking pre-mine or pre-sale. I hate that. I hate when people do that. But there's a max supply of 100 million. You can see the block reward structure. You can see what the percentages are that allocates to various things. Token contract address on Binance Smart Chain. So you could buy this on Binance Smart Chain if you really wanted to. You could stake it. You can add this to your MetaMask wallet through this RPC right here, or information for the RPC. You can build on it. So it's familiar. It's familiar. I just don't like pre-sales. And I don't like pre-mines. But, like Node, they got a Windows wallet, Linux wallet, source code, white paper. I didn't really go deep into it. but it's it's the same story, different thing, right? Compatibility, right? Ethereum virtual machine. So same thing that we're familiar with Ethereum, just on a new token, layer one. So everything we know on a new token. Now, the biggest thing that is going to make this token interesting to me is their push to try to get adoption, right? Pre-sale was phase one, PSC listing, CMC, blah, 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 testnet launch. That's all done from my understanding. Proof of work chain, mining pool, CEX listing. I haven't seen an exchange listing yet. Maybe you could buy it on Binance Smart Chain, but that's not really an exchange listing. That's just you can buy it, and then Binance Smart Chain is going to warn you that the price impact could be high because you're going to have to set a really high, what do you call it? You guys know what I'm talking about when you're buying new tokens. But what is the DeFi Web3 apps going to look like? When is staking going to be opened up in phase 3? So it's really up to this team to really hit their mark. I mean, the website's clean. Nothing too crazy, nothing too little. It says all the right things, but somebody could do this in 15 minutes. They have a pre-sale, pre-mine, right? A bunch of tokens are created, and so much of that token goes back to I forgot what it is. So X amount goes to the miner, X amount goes to this, X amount goes to that. They got a bunch of this, they exchange it for Ethereum or whatever, and then they get out of the game. Website doesn't work anymore. I've seen that way too many times, but they do have a Bitcoin Talk. They got a Block Explorer. They got Discord. Let's check out their Twitter real quick. 725 followers. Hopeful Crypto Miner, Wooly Pulley, and 3 others follow. So Son of a Tech is watching it. This is good information, right? If you want to look at a new coin, you're like, okay, who's watching it? Let's keep an eye on this, because this coin only came out as far as on this thing, miningpoolstats.stream. It only came out 2 days ago. But what are we going to get if we start mining it? That's a valid question. Like, how much of this coin am I going to make a day if I start mining it? Like, do I really want to mine it? I don't see the price. So let's say we're using the 4090 on the system. Let's say that we could get 133 mega hash on the system, but we're consuming about 360 watts. 360 watts. The average cost of electricity is 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's say the pool fee, according to this, is 1%, I believe. Well, it says 0. All right, so 0. Get rid of that. All right, so you can't see the profit, right? So the cost and the profit are the same thing because it's not on an exchange yet. So as far as what you're looking for, maybe you're looking at how much of this token you could actually mine. Well, according to this, in one day, the 4090 will only mine about half of a pink chain token. It would take weeks, if not months, to get 1 of, 2 of, 3 of. But again, it's not even on exchanges yet. So the project looks interesting, but so many other projects do. It's fairly new. It has the fundamentals. It has the basics. There are people keeping an eye on it. They do have a good social media presence. Let's go check out their GitHub. That's the biggest thing for me too as well. Let's go check out their GitHub. What are the commits? What are their activity? There's not a lot going on here. I want to see more than that. I want to see more engagement. Not a lot. So that's negative. So it's really up to the team to push this project if they want it to work. I am not going to endorse it. I don't endorse any project that I talk about on my channel. I just like to look at certain things to help me decide, maybe I'm going to take a chance on it. That's what spec mining is all about, right? Spec mining is all about finding a new token, hashing it, getting a bunch of it, getting a bag. Maybe it takes off, great. If it doesn't, then you're left holding the bag and you got a bunch of tokens you can't use anymore. Helping the homeless. Well, their project's still going. It's just I got a bunch of the old token that I can't do anything with. So anyways, yeah, I would just cautious, but keep an eye on it, is what I would say, Dart, since you asked about this token. All right, so that's going to do it for today's episode. I thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. More updates and fill a bag and move on. Yeah. So if you haven't paid attention, immersion cooling is happening. I'm releasing the videos. It's already in progress. Matter of fact, it's already running. But I have to release videos bit by bit. Can't just dump it all on you because I work full-time job and I don't always have the availability to keep making videos. You guys aren't my full-time job, but I do love and respect you guys. Some of you, not all of you. There are some trolls among you. But I really appreciate the support nonetheless that you guys give and provide the channel. If you want to join, become a member of the channel, hit the join button down below. Otherwise, I'll leave you with a wrap up. Let's do a quick wrap up. So, Bitcoin came out of the wedge that we were concerned about. Finally, we broke out. We're looking good, but it's the weekend now. So don't get too excited. Don't get too hyped because we could come right back down Monday. And honestly, coming down Monday, as Gandalf Gray and a couple others, including myself, agree, a retest of support would be really nice to get our confirmation before we go back up. However, just be careful. Don't bet the farm. Dollar cost average, hash away, not financial advice. Stack those sats. And also be careful with the 16-pin connectors. Make sure you're not bending it horizontally from side to side, left to right. If the card is, flat, or even if it's vertical, left to right of the connector, you could break it. Nvidia is asking for that. AMD will not be using this power connector. Market's pumped up pretty good, but while it's good to see, don't get too crazy. Ethereum has some strong fundamentals. We now know that Google's getting into the node space and working with Ethereum to set up nodes. Obviously, Dogecoin is popping off because Elon closed the deal with Twitter. Binance is going to be trying to help fund or work with integrating blockchain into Twitter. So we'll see how that goes. Visa's trying to get into the space. Well, they've been working on it. Core Scientific claimed bankruptcy, and that's a significant amount of hash rate that could fall off. But because they're claiming bankruptcy, we shall see some of that hash rate move to other hands, whether that's going to be in U.S. hands or external, Asia or whatever it may be. We'll see how the distribution of power, or Bitcoin hash rate determines. Because let's be honest. The government view Bitcoin hash rate as power. He who has the most hash rate controls Bitcoin. That's not really how it goes, but that's the way the government sees it. And the government does want Bitcoin to stay primarily in the U.S. But I'm pretty sure other countries would like to have that, that piece of that pie. So we'll see how things go. But that's going to do it for today's video. Please do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out links in the description. That helps support the channel and what we do here, including links to various affiliates. If you need an Octominer case, if you need an ASIC miner, BT miners, if you want to sign up for Coinbase down there, also will go find my crypto.com link. You can check that out down below, because it's just a matter of DCAing, hashing, stacking sats, holding tight. That's my game plan. Hodl gang, hodl gang, hodl gang. So be smart. Don't get too crazy. This weekend's Caffeine Crypto was brought to you by the same people or the same company that we love, Doge Lord Coffee, but also Octominer. So you guys have a wonderful day. I'll catch you next one. Take care.
Established in 2017, Octominer is an international mining hardware company. They manufacture and engineer the best mining equipment in the industry and supply rigs to some of the largest mining farms around the world. Their GPU mining rigs also integrate with the top crypto operating systems like Hive OS, MinerStat, and Simple Mining. All parts come with an international 1-year warranty. Exciting news! They will be adding ASIC miners for sale to their website soon and launching a new product built specifically for ASIC home miners. Please visit octominer.com or email support@octominer.com for questions.